G'day, welcome back to the channel. Look, I know it's been a couple of weeks since I got a video up for you, so today I just wanted to let you know what's been happening. Stick around, there's heaps of news, and this is one you absolutely don't want to miss. So, firstly, 1,000 subscribers. That is just surreal. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that this little channel would ever reach full monetization and actually earn money from the ads that you see here on YouTube. So genuinely, to all of you that are subscribed, thank you. It keeps me going, especially when things get tough. And it also means two things. I don't have to take a dodgy sponsor deal like this.
This video is proudly not sponsored by Waveshare Legends, the #1 mobile game for brewers who have more fermenters than friends. Build your ultimate brewing guild with legendary heroes like Sir Malta Lot, Yeastus the Brave, and Harry the Fermenter Slayer. Join millions of players worldwide as you battle infection, dodge exploding airlocks, and raid the fridge at midnight. And here's the secret unlock. Brewers who subscribe today get a bonus 10,000 coins to spend to try and beat that 12-year-old using his mum's credit card. Just hit subscribe and you'll gain +1 charisma, +2 efficiency, and unlock the exclusive Doghouse champion. Subscribe now, because life's too short to drink dodgy beers.
Terms and conditions apply. Lady Schnitzel not available in all regions, especially Queensland. Legendary champions may require additional payment, subscription fees, or ritual goat sacrifice. Not responsible for broken hydrometers, infected fermenters, or unexplained marital disputes.
And I don't have to pivot the channel into something ridiculous like this. Beer has a much deeper history than what we read about in the textbooks. During the 6th dynasty, sometimes before the shooting of JR, the Egyptian boy king brew a beer or two. At about 500 BC, his tomb was raided, but archaeologists date that to about 1200 BC. If you look into the burial chamber, you can see recesses carved into the walls. At some stage, they acted as ancient fermentation chambers.
Could it be that the ancient Egyptians were not only building pyramids, but also dry hopping their beer?
The evidence suggests yes. They even used the pyramid as an early form of fermentation temperature control. And here on the wall, you can clearly see what looks like a mash paddle carved into the hieroglyphics.
And ancient records indicate they always hit the subscribe button to ensure they never missed the next brew.
There's no way they had that kind of technology. It leads to one thing: aliens.
Coincidence or proof that subscribing is truly out of this world?
No pyramids were harmed during the making of this film. Doghouse Brewing assumes no responsibility for ancient curses, unexplained lights in the sky, or spontaneous hangovers. Any resemblance to real archaeologists, living or dead, is purely coincidental and probably dodgy. Viewer discretion advised. Side effects may include uncontrollable laughter, increased urge to subscribe, and believing beer is older than time itself.
So, now that you're back, we get to stay exactly who we are, doing what we love. Now, speaking of disasters, I want to give you a public service announcement about cheap micro SD cards and why they are just the tools of the devil. Righto, public service announcement time. I bought 2 Samsung 128GB micro SD cards on a certain online platform, which will remain unnamed. They were $50 cheaper than anything I could locally get, and it was a legit looking seller. The feedback checked out, so I bought 2 of them. And I recorded a heap of footage for you legends, and then I went to transfer the files, and they were completely corrupted. They looked like they'd been filmed on a potato that was just powered by sadness. No worries, I thought, I'll just reshoot it. Round 2, slightly less potato, and then the card just fully died. So now I'm thinking that the camera has to be the issue. It was still under warranty, so off it went. The process was pretty simple to get the camera looked at, but the wait time, it was just diabolical. And at the same time, I reached out to Samsung hoping they'd replace the cards, and guess what? Samsung didn't make them. It turns out that they're a cheap Chinese knockoff, even though the packaging and everything that came with them looked 100% legit. So to Samsung's credit, they still sent replacements without hesitation, but I was without a camera for 3 weeks while it was being checked out by the manufacturer. Lucky it was under warranty and it didn't cost me anything more than postage because there was nothing wrong with it and a bit of downtime. So here's the public service announcement. Buy your SD cards locally from authorised dealers. I only lost some brewing footage. Imagine if it was a holiday with your kids or your kid's first step or a once in a lifetime moment. I guess that's why every Bigfoot and Chupacabra and Supernatural video online looks like it was filmed on a knockoff SD card. So that's great if you're into that type of content. Go right ahead and get your cards off eBay. So looking ahead, in real life, I've taken a new fly-in, fly-out job next year. So I'll be moving to Brisbane, and as part of the deal, I'll be living in a studio apartment with very little space for brewing gear. The Doghouse is staying right here in Townsville, exactly as is, and when I'm home, we'll be able to brew on some of the bigger systems. So, I guess, to steal a line from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, don't panic, the channel isn't going anywhere. Look, I just can't take everything with me. Otherwise, I'll look like I'm having a sleepover at a brewery, which I don't mind, but the landlord may find that less than ideal. And pumping steam into a one-bedroom apartment, yeah, that's kind of a burn your bond kind of move, which I'd really like to avoid if I can. I'm also pretty sure that your average property manager has way less tolerance for brewing shenanigans than the Minister for War and Finance. So we really can't be pushing the envelope and conducting any of the crazy experiments that we get away with out here in the shed. So where we're heading. Because I simply can't go back to commercial beer and I can't afford to drink craft beer every week, although I'd love to, we're just going to pivot the channel slightly. The future looks like 10-litre batch sizes, which means I'll be able to really experiment and get some of the recipes dialed in. And don't stress, I'll make sure that all the recipes are fully scalable, and I'll give you not only the 10-litre version, but also a 23-litre version right up to a 50-litre version. I'll be going back proper old school to brewing a bag on the induction stove with my U-Butte and trusty Big W pot, back to where it all began. I'm still going to have a set of high-tech toys, and I'll be taking the tilts and the Antoine Parr gear with me, as well as some other cool gear from out here. I just can't take the big stuff, including the Keezer or the big kegorator. So rest assured, I'm not going back to bottling anytime soon. So I'm building a small form factor, smaller footprint kegerator. All the bits have arrived for that, and the video should be coming out soon. So to do that, I grabbed a second-hand Westinghouse 133-litre bar fridge for $200 off Marketplace. It's perfect for a compact keg setup. I'll be running 5 and 10-litre mini kegs. This Westinghouse can take 2 9-litre cornies as well, so I'll be fitting them with floating dip tubes to pressure ferment in them, so that's coming up as well. To ferment, I also picked up a second-hand Gen 2 BeerDroid off Marketplace, and that cost me $300. Look, I've seen them at Harvey Norman's, and while I was kind of fascinated, I couldn't justify a new one at $799. The one I picked up has had one batch go through it, and the guy decided that it wasn't for him. So it's been used once, it's basically new, and it's auto temperature control. So that's going to be worth it in my opinion, and we'll have a bit of a look at some hardware that I normally would steer clear of. And of course, the shiny toy. I managed to buy myself a 10-litre Braumeister. It's small enough for apartment brewing, it's powerful enough for set and forget mashes, and the thing's going to get an absolute workout when it arrives. So the videos that are still coming, I haven't forgotten about the Kits and Bits series. Those are being reworked now. Silly season at work has officially kicked off. So thanks very much for your patience. They'll be up after I reshoot most of them. And the El Cheapo cards, that I've got are no more. So I'll try and get most of them done before the big move. So here's the bit where I get to say thanks properly. A few of you have asked me about the Waveshare tap handles I made from a big kegerator. These jobbies. Well, here's the good news. I'm going to be giving one away to you guys. Yay! Complete with a brand new Perlick Flow Control tap. The draw happens on the 30th of November 2025 to allow me enough time to get the thing into the post, enough time for you guys to enter, and hopefully it'll be at your place before Christmas. To enter, all you have to do is leave a comment on this video, starting with the words "I'm in," followed by a hyphen, and then tell me what your first beer you're going to pour with your new shiny tap setup's going to be. Look, it costs you nothing to enter. You don't need to be subscribed. It's one entry per person. It's open worldwide. So Townsville, Toronto, Timbuktu, I'll cover the postage. The winner will be drawn from the Brew Kettle of Destiny, TM. That will be done here on the channel on a video that'll be out on the 30th. Look, I've linked full terms and conditions below, and if you don't win, don't stress. I'll be releasing the STL files and a full build video later on. So I think I've jibber-jabbered on long enough. That's where we're at, and that's where we're heading. Thanks again for all your support. Look, good luck in the draw, and remember, life's too short to quit brewing just because you don't think you got the space. I guarantee you, if you get creative, you do have the space. Look, I'll catch you on the next one, hopefully without a #1 Shenzhen quality Samsung SD card. Till then, cheers. Oh yeah.